Good morning and welcome to my final episode of Morning Tea Talk. It's me, Miss Ruby. Welcome to my channel. As you can see by the title, today we're going to be talking about love. I'm going to jump right in. Let me know if you guys have heard this before, and if you have, what do you think about it? Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongdoing. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. This actually came from the Bible, in 1 Corinthians 13:4. If you guys have never heard that before, I strongly recommend that you go look it up. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about in this video today. I've mentioned it a couple times in prior videos, and today, since it is my last and final morning tea talk, I really wanted to cover it. So, what is love? And do you really love me? That question we ask people in our lives all the time. But I think that one of the most disappointing things or unfortunate things is that a lot of us don't even really know what love is. When I looked up the definition of love in the dictionary online, it said a deep feeling of like attraction to someone, strong sexual desire towards someone. That's what I found when I looked up the definition of love in the dictionary. And that is so disappointing, because what that is telling people, what that's telling you and me, is that if someone is strongly attracted to you and desires you, then that means that they love you. And so we go on in our lives and we seek love. We seek examples of love and confirmation of love based on how sweet someone is to us, based on how attracted they are to us, how much they desire us, based on a lot of false things, based on a lot of fallacies, in my opinion, because that's really not love. How many times have you had somebody in your life who has shown you the utmost interest but has failed you time and time again? Someone who you can't trust, who doesn't trust you, someone who is just not honest, someone who's not good to you, someone who, you know, when you're in relationships with people who don't love you because you say it. It's like, I think that innately we know what love really is. We say these things to each other, like, if you loved me, you wouldn't do this to me. And rarely, you know, I just think that rarely do we have a really firm grip on what love really is. And so I wanted to make this video about that because this is my final morning tea talk video. And I think that as YouTubers, sometimes it's really easy for our audience to, you know what, let me check the settings on this video because I wonder if I accidentally made it private. I can't even tell. Oh, someone's here, so I didn't make it private. I think that as YouTubers, sometimes we go off and we venture into different things, and we don't always get support from people, which is fine. But I wanted to start these morning tea talks because I just wanted to talk to you guys, get to know you guys, let you guys get to know me. Since my channel, I typically do a lot of tutorials, hair tutorials on behind the camera, and you don't really get to see me or talk to me all the time. Good morning, Larry. Hello. And I have, you know, been making a lot of changes on my channel, and there are more changes to come. And I think it could be really easy for people to just kind of throw their hands up and be done with me. And that's fine, but that's not love. When you're always seeking for someone to satisfy your needs, and if they no longer satisfy your needs, you're no longer interested in them, that's not really love. You know, it really shocks me when in relationships or after relationships, oh, it's night for you. Well, good evening, Larry, in England. After relationships are over, people ask the person, do you still love them? And a lot of times people say no. Or sometimes when people fall out of like with someone, then they declare that they no longer love them, you know, in relationships. And And I think that's really unfortunate, because if you truly ever loved someone, then you'd always love them if the love was ever real. And just because you love someone doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be with them. We love our brothers and sisters. We love our friends. We're not in romantic relationships with them. But ultimately, God is the #1 source of love. And I think that when we assess, when we evaluate how God loves us, it gives us clear markers for how we ought to love one another. So you love your children, but sometimes you have to allow your children to go through pain, because you know that it's purposeful and you know that they're going to grow through it. God allows us to go through pain. And just because someone doesn't make you feel good all the time doesn't necessarily mean that they don't love you. Ultimately, I think the things that we ought to look for when we're trying to determine does someone love us is based on what I just read. Is this person patient with you? Are they kind to you? Kindness doesn't necessarily always mean sweetness. It doesn't mean it's always going to feel good, but kindness is an action. Are they envious of you? Are they proud? You know, are they rude to you? Are they self-seeking? These are all things that we can look for. And this is why I tend to say love is not a feeling. Love is an action. Love is beyond anything. It just is. It's hard to explain. It just is. You either love someone or you don't. And seeking to find out if somebody loves you based on how you feel about them, based on how they feel about you, I would strongly advise everyone to stop doing that. Love is love. It's so disheartening to me, because I see a lot of people stay in relationships they shouldn't stay in because they love the person. And I always just think like, man, if only you knew that you could love them and you could move on from them. And that doesn't mean that you're intentionally trying to hurt them. It means that you're doing what's best for you and what's ultimately best for both of you, because you may love them, but you may realize, as far as a counterpart in life, you're not a good fit for me. I love you, but I'd rather love you as a friend. I'd rather love you from a distance. I don't see anywhere written in here that it says, like, love is coddling. Love is compromising even when it goes against your own good. You know, I don't see that it says any of that, you know. It says that love does not delight in evil, but it rejoices in the truth, and it always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Just because you protect, trust, hope, and persevere doesn't mean that you have to keep yourself in a bad relationship with someone who is not loving you, someone who's not good for you, and hurting yourself, because in a way that's showing that you don't love yourself, and you're never going to really be able to love them properly. You can probably love them better by not being with them. So I wanted to just drop this on you guys today, because it's something that I want to learn more about, have more experiences, you know, really get to know love on a deeper level. I say that before I got married, I studied this scripture so that I could really understand what love was in terms of what God says that love is. And it made a world of a difference in the way that I went about treating my husband, loving my husband, and choosing my husband to be my husband. Because, yeah, I had already accepted his proposal, but that doesn't mean that we were actually going to make it to the marriage. And so actually making that constant choice, and I was able to walk into my marriage confidently, knowing that based on this criteria, that I truly had someone who loved me. He doesn't always make me feel good. And honestly, I don't always feel the feelings that tend to come as a result of love when I'm with him. I don't. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. The feelings are up and down. But boy, am I glad that I didn't make a decision to be with him based on my feelings. I don't make decisions based on my feelings with my relationship, because if that was the case, we'd be broken up and back together all the time, which a lot of people are. What do you guys think about this? Please leave your comments in the video below. As a final goodbye, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have been doing a lot of soul searching and have gained a lot of insight about what I want to do with my life right now. And so I'm taking the next month off of uploading content to this channel. I'm not sure what 2019 holds. I've been making some changes in my personal life, and I'll be making some changes in my YouTube life. But I am for sure getting started again on my family channel with my husband. So feel free to join us there on Twosome TV. I strongly advise, if you guys have been enjoying these morning tea talks, you're really going to enjoy the content on Twosome TV, because we'll both be in the videos, and it's going to be fun, it's going to be live, it's going to be entertaining, but it's also going to be deep and enriching. So make sure you guys follow us on Twosome TV. Go check us out right now if you haven't already subscribed. We have a lot of great videos up already, and we're going to be back in action at the beginning of 2019. And I just really want to focus my efforts on that, on building something with my family, and really determining what it is that I want to do here on my personal channel before moving forward, because I no longer want to just chase fame or popularity, likes and subscribers. I want to actually build something that I love, that I believe in, and that is making the world a better place. Thank you guys so much for your support, for joining me on Morning Tea Talks, for all of your input, and every time you share these videos. Thank you for your positivity, for your willingness to surrender to God, for your willingness to learn and to share. And thank you. Just thank you for being my friends. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. P.S. I love you. Bye.